Brooklyn Nets are going to be a problem next year. This is what happened when you combine 2 out of the 3 most skilled basketball players in the world on the same team with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Then you combine that with hiring a head coach who's one of the greatest point guards that's ever played the game. And then you also pair that with Mike D'Antoni, who's one of the best offensive head coaches in the history of the NBA as well from a coaching standpoint. That's why I never understood why people are upset with Steve Nash getting a head coaching responsibility. What he did in his first preseason game, if you watched the game, you saw that he was running a lot of similar sets that Steve Kerr ran with the Golden State Warriors, but he combined that with D'Antoni's isolation type of offense, which allowed Kevin Durant and which allowed Kyrie Irving to basically have that freedom and that creativity to do what they want to do, especially when they found a matchup that they like on the offensive side of the floor, and they can attack and they can create and they can go one-on-one. So it's going to be very, very special in Brooklyn, and it's going to be very, very exciting. This team is going to be a can't-miss game, can't-miss team. You always want to watch the Brooklyn Nets when they play basketball this season, because this is what happens when you combine 2 artists, 2 guys that have mastered the game from a skill standpoint, 2 guys that can create off the dribble, has a handle, can shoot anywhere on the court, 3-level scorers, can play the inside-outside game, and also both these players can play off ball. Now, I feel like Kevin Durant is in the perfect spot because Kevin Durant has a player in Kyrie Irving, and I believe that's going to be the best point guard this season because Kevin Durant is going to allow him to be. I feel like Kevin Durant we know Kevin Durant and what matters to him and what he gets judged on is the playoffs, and he's going to be the best player when it matters the most come that time. But I feel like Kevin Durant's going to let Kyrie do Kyrie because he's comfortable. When we've seen Kevin Durant, he's comfortable playing in the off-ball position, basically not being a ball-dominant player. So he doesn't mind if Kyrie Irving's going to create and score one-on-one and let Kyrie do Kyrie and what he's comfortable with, and he doesn't need the ball in his hands. And Kyrie doesn't need the ball in his hands. That's why they're both 2 off-ball players that are going to really work well together because they're going to better share the ball. And, you want to go? You go. You want to go? Go ahead. And it's just kind of like Kevin Durant has always been that type of player. We saw that with the Golden State Warriors. We saw that with the Oklahoma City Thunder with Russell Westbrook and James Harden. And that's why I feel that for this season in particular, with Kevin Durant still coming off of his injury and still, he's not going to need to have, 30 and 40 and 50-point nights and stuff like that. If Kevin Durant's probably going to average, what he normally averages, but it's just like those big games, it's not going to really necessarily matter to him. He's going to let Kyrie shine, and Kyrie's going to be able to create because of the way Kevin Durant plays the game. And like I said, Steve Nash is also going to keep running this offense where it's going to be a lot of ball movement, but it's also going to allow those 2 to do what they want to do and have that freedom. So this is going to be a big time team with the Brooklyn Nets. If Kyrie didn't have issues with the media, I would be picking Kyrie Irving as my dark horse MVP candidate. That's how lethal I think he's going to be with this season with Kevin Durant by his side. But of course, those issues with the media is probably not going to allow him to get the awards that he's probably going to deserve at the end of the season. He's going to go on a tear. He's going to go on a run. He's going to look phenomenal. To me, I think he's going to be the best point guard in the world during the regular season, at least this season. A lot of it's going to have to do with his greatness. And also, a lot of that is going to have to do with him playing with one of the most skilled players of all time right beside him in Kevin Durant.